Hi, ladies. Welcome to our third week of our series titled Detour. I'm so excited to be here and share this time with you as the time approaches where we will be celebrating Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I just thank the Lord so much for this ministry and the opportunity we have every Wednesday to share our heart with you, ladies. So let's get started. So for week one, we spoke about when God is asking for you to make a right turn. What are you doing? For week two, we spoke about going against the grain, standing alone for what is right, right? So even when we stand alone for what is right and we're going against the grain and we're not following the path of the world, but against we choose that narrow way, but we honor God with our obedience, that is just what he's asking from us. But how about this week? What are we going to do this week? Many times in our lives, we have to make quick decisions, right? And we're driving in our cars and we get out and ask for help, right? Or we roll down our window and we're asking for help. But these people actually didn't know the town too well and send you to the wrong place. Doesn't that happen often when we are trying to make decisions in our lives? And just because we have a good relationship with someone, we ask them for advice in very important life decisions. And they have all the good intentions, but they end up giving us the wrong advice and we end up going to the wrong places. And of course, God is not going to want that. So I want to read a couple verses where God is actually seeking for us to seek counsel, but in the wise, and to actually seek more than one counsel. So let's read those verses. So let me start with this one. Where there is no counsel, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Asking more than one person for directions or for guidance when making decisions, it's important. Because there's safety when people that know you and you have developed relationships, they want you to make the right decisions. No one wants you to fail or end up in the wrong place, right? No one means to give you the wrong directions. But sometimes when we don't ask the right people, that's what's going to happen. So let's read the second verse that I want you to think about. And your ear should hear the word behind you, saying, this is the way, walk in it. When you turn to the right and when you turn to the left. That is in Isaiah 30:21. And the reason why I wanted to put this verse is because sometimes we don't stop and first ask the Lord for his voice. We don't say, hey Lord, I want to listen to you before I go and ask my best friend about this. Or how about my husband, right? Like that person that we rely so much. Because it's hard to make decisions and we're not always going to make the right decisions. But are we pausing our lives to hear the voice of God? Are we making those silent moments? Are we seeking those silent moments and stop talking and asking for directions? But are we listening to the voice of God? That's also another important thing that we should be developing, right? As we think about how we want to close out this year and the decisions that we will be making into the next year, our goals, our purposes from God, right? And then it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he shall direct your path, right? That is in Proverbs 3:5. Are you trusting the Lord and his voice and leaning on your own understanding? But what you should be doing is, in all of your ways, acknowledge him and he will make your path straight, right? We want that. I want the Lord to make my path straight. And let me introduce you to next week's topic, which is using God's navigational system, our Bible, for guidance. So let's go with this. Show me your ways, Lord. Teach me your path. Lead me in your truth and teach me. for you are the God of salvation. Psalm 25:4. We don't only want God to show us, physically show us, we want Him to teach us His ways, to lead us in His truth, right? What is the truth? The Word of God, right? And teach it to us too. Again, He teaches us His path and He teaches us His Word because He is the God of salvation. I can't wait to talk to you next week about God's navigational system. But for now, let's keep praying, listening to the voice of God, and seeking counsel from the right people. Have a blessed week, ladies. Take care.